So, this was news that came out yesterday, but I forgot to get to it, so sorry about that. But hey, better late than never. We got the announcement for another crossover, this time directly from Dynamite. And I gotta be honest, I actually remember when I did that video talking about most anticipated crossovers for 2025. I was talking with Matt in that video, and I said, the moment, like, shortly after we do this, there's probably going to be more announcements for crossovers in 2025. And sure enough, there was. And this is one I'm actually shocked it took this long to get to. But it kind of already happened, but I'll explain. So yes, as you can see from the title, we are getting Red Sonja versus Army of Darkness. Now this is basically something that should have happened a long time ago, because who are the two main titles that get the most crossovers from Dynamite? Red Sonja and Army of Darkness. Vampirella ranks third. But the two that have gotten the most are quite literally Red Sonja and Army of Darkness. So I'm shocked it took this long to actually get a Red Sonja Army of Darkness crossover. Now, reason being is because, well, actually, the reason being we're getting this is because it's Red Sonja's big anniversary year. So it would really stand to reason that, you know, this crossover is actually, actually happening. And I said actually like 4 times. Holy shit. Anyway, to have this happen, we've kind of had it before, but not with just Ash and Sonja together. Reason being is we've seen them together before in several other Dynamite crossovers that involved the rest of the Dynamite universe, like Dynamite Lives, which I've never read, the Dynamite series, which was their... Dynamite was basically the Dynamite Comics response to the Deceased comics over at DC. And they also crossed over in Prophecy, which was a event in 2012 that actually featured the same villain we're getting in this book, which I'm also wondering how the legality of this character works now. I'm really starting to question it. And the villain behind this comic is the person who is bringing Ash and Red Sonja together, and that is Kulan Gath. Now, Kulan Gath is a character who... basically, he's a sorcerer, he's a necromancer, and he essentially is a big villain for Conan and Red Sonja. And I thought Dynamite lost the rights to use Kulan Gath when he went to Marvel, because technically speaking, Kulan is a Marvel character. He was created in the Marvel books, if I remember that right. However, when Marvel got Conan, got the comic rights to Conan again, they used him for a while, and they used Kulan Gath, and as well as returned Suma Gorath to the world in Savage Avengers. In fact, that's really where Kulan was really only used, was in the Gary Duggan's Savage Avengers run. But they never really did anything else with him. So when Conan went to Titan, I assumed Kulan was going to go there, but I guess he's back at Red Sonja, because technically speaking, that is a Red Sonja villain. So I guess I'm really questioning the comic book rights for this character, because I'm like, okay, when Conan went back to Marvel, Kulan went with him, but now Conan's over there and Kulan's back at Dynamite. I guess maybe there was just a contractual thing. That they couldn't use Kulan for a while, because they didn't for a hot minute. But anyway, I just thought I'd bring that up in the video, because I was just, like, confused. But yeah, so this crossover, like I said, has kind of happened before, but the fact that we never got a full-on Ash and Sonja crossover surprises me, and it's pretty straightforward. The comic is that Kulan Gath has found the Necronomicon, and Ash has come to the Hyborian Age to ally with Sonja in order to stop him. Pretty straightforward. It's a very straightforward comic. And of course, you already know Ash is going to try to get in those chainmail bikini. You're well aware he's going to try, and Sonja's not going to let him. Now, the other thing is that with this crossover is that these characters are gonna play, and it's funny because this isn't the first time Ash has teamed up with with a warrior woman character. Obviously, he's met Vampirella, he's met Xena in like 4 crossovers. Yeah, there were 4 Army of Darkness Xena crossovers. I'm not lying. I don't own any of them, but I know there are 4, and I know they're all collected in one big omnibus. Anyway, like I said, so to have him finally meet Sonja, who also is going to be having another crossover with Mars Attacks. Now, if only we could get, like, Army of Darkness Mars Attacks, or like I said, I'm still waiting for a Mars Attacks Kong crossover, or Mars Attacks crossover with Archie again. Anyway, the one thing that does kind of make me have a little reservation is the writer, Tim Seeley. Tim Seeley can be is a very hit-and-miss writer for me. Sometimes he writes solid gold when it comes to comics. Other times, however, it's very overcomplicated. Like, he super overcomplicates a comic like he did in the He-Man Injustice crossover, where he super overcomplicated that. And he overcomplicated the Tarzan Planet of the Apes crossover. I'm like, dude, it was so simple, and you just took a hard turn into what the fucksville. So I'm curious if, like, it sounds like a straightforward plot, but nothing is ever straightforward with Tim Seeley when it comes to writing. I still think he's a good writer, but sometimes he's just like, he really wants to overcomplicate the process. I'm like, dude, just go with what works best. Anyway, so there you go. So yeah, I know when I brought this message out on social media, my friend Matt Denian, also fellow crossover guy, was like, "Oh, dude, we are 100% reviewing this comic when it comes out in trade." And I'm like, "Yeah." And in my head, I'm like, "If it ever comes out in trade," because I've beaten that whole Dynamite's not great with putting out trades horse to death. Anyway. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of this announcement for Red Sonja and Army of Darkness? Are you guys excited? Are you guys not? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.